Hello and welcome to the final 9 of the 2023 MVP Open presented by OTB. I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
I'm Madison Walker. We're your two hot geese.
Honk.
Honk.
This is it. We're wrapping up our playoff. I'm feeling really cool in my sunglasses. They're prescription. Don't judge me. This is like the tightest one we've seen all year, I think.
It's quite a battle, and it's cool because MVP, I mean, at this course, you can just really have a flip-flop on any hole. So having everybody this tight and knowing that these holes play so challenging, especially the final stretch of Maple Hill, is so crucial to just getting pars. So let's see, we got right now Owen in the lead by 1 over Kristin, by 1 over Evaliina, and by 1 over Hailey King.
Whoa.
Yeah. And we've seen lead changes just constantly. They just never stop happening. Our 5th place position's a little bit further back, but in reality, you know, shooting hot through the back 9, anyone can work their way up right now. Hole 10, 266 plays, more like 350 straight uphill. Not a lot of wind to deal with today. You just want to stay out of those Christmas trees. Don't go early left because it can be rough to get up and over the castle wall with the low-hanging tree branches. This one is birdieable by everyone on our lead card, but not by a majority of the field. It is tough to get up this hill.
I would say circle 2 is definitely the most common landing zone.
Yeah, we had 17% of the field getting to circle 1 and 56 getting to circle 2. So big jump.
Evaliina pretty early off that one. Probably not going to be super happy with that effort. Might be a little awkward in there. Owen with that flippy yellow destroyer. Kind of working that left side as well. I think she'll have a better look at it than Evaliina, but she's still got about at least 80 feet to go uphill over that castle wall, which sounds like some kind of poem. Hailey, really wide with this Wraith.
With some height that could work, but we'll see. It can be pretty brutal in there. We'll see if she even has an opportunity to get out.
It had great power. It almost made it. Kristin with her orbit grace.
Not too aggressive,
good,
but just enough. She even almost pin high.
She's just inside the circle short, but a little more right side than she's been. Like, she's going to have a little bit look than some of the other days because, wow, Owen off the band with a sidearm. She loves it. Look at that thing. Who throws an 80-foot flex shot? $10 says that's a destroyer.
Yeah, and if that would...
No, maybe it's at her. Maybe it's a rock 3.
Yeah, if that would have missed, that would have gone so far back.
Yeah, exactly. Evaliina trying to be as cool as Owen. Falling just a little short, even though she's like 4 down, doing really well.
Hailey having to take to the sky.
Hey!
Wow. That was great.
Uh-huh.
Probably totally blind, too.
Yeah, I don't even know what kind of shot she just threw, but she's there. Kristin for birdie. Wow.
What a bounce back.
No kidding.
Not going on tilt. Double bogey to right back into the birdie zone.
4 down through 10 with a double? You kidding me?
Yeah.
Evaliina coming back for par. This is a little bit of a nervy putt with that drop off. And she doesn't quite get the height.
You know how we're always like, oh, you get a bogey at Maple, you just got to push through, and we're all taking bogeys. Like, that's how Kristin is with doubles.
Yeah.
You just got to push through. It's not a big deal.
It's cool.
You can birdie every hole.
That's how she is, I feel like, with any score.
Yep.
She's just the strongest mental game player we have.
Hailey, what a great scramble. Back onto the par, boring golf game.
But, you know, admirably boring.
I would love to be that boring.
Yeah. No, you wouldn't.
And we now have a tie at the lead. Kristin with that birdie, jumping a little bit ahead of Hailey and Evaliina. 3 strokes now.
Hole 11, par 4, 666 feet. A little bit of a headwind today. Not as bad as the previous days. You want to get out into this field. And then it's a pretty simple 300-ish foot approach shot. You usually want to go, you know, kind of a backhand hyzer right at it, land right before the rock wall, skip, hopefully get a close putt. If you do not clear the initial field of Christmas trees, or if you fade into the left side field of Christmas trees, like it's kind of over and it can be really hard to scramble even for par. You have to get to the short grass to attack. Oop. Wow. Kristin almost making it, catches the top of a Christmas tree and lands in a really punishing spot. Even though those trees are tiny, they are mean.
Yeah, really difficult to get footing and really difficult sometimes to even just swing your arm.
They're just not saying Merry Christmas out here. It's like a very different message.
Own really trying to get distance on this. Puts it really low and sliced. It almost works, but she'll be in that last line of Christmas trees as well.
Classic. Hailey trying to go big here with her Star Destroyer. That looks great.
Yeah, we saw her miss way left yesterday. This is a good correction. Still with some trees to deal with.
Just a little bit. Almost perfect. Evaliina has been crushing this shot. She does not quite flip it like she has been and kind of laughs at herself.
Yeah, super nose up. And she'll be in a similar position as Own and Hailey. Own the furthest back with that sidearm drive. Just trying to get out and over this line of trees. Playing for par here. That'll be okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully she's not under that big one.
That's the thing. When you pitch out, you're almost better off just pitching short.
Yep.
And it's so tempting to attack on this one.
Kristin's still able to get a run up and attack the green. She gives herself a long look.
That's impressive from back there.
That is best case scenario.
Evaliina, kind of worst case scenario here.
Yes.
Let's see if she does the Hailey King jumping sidearm. Kind of.
Not happy with it. It's turned over.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Ooh, Hailey ended up in a great spot.
How'd she get there?
That's so far.
Puts a lot of distance on this shot that required not very much distance. She'll be way past the basket in circle 2 land. And it's really tough to putt over there. Nice little line of trees guarding the green. Evaliina and Own both just going to chip up to the green for par.
Own's third, trying to pitch up a sidearm. Really too much turn on it. She's going to be pretty short for that par save.
Hailey with one tree in the way.
Come on. Oh, goodness. She liked it.
Perfect line, just a wee bit short. I feel like I said that to myself so many times today at Maple Hill. Perfect line, just a little short.
Just a little short. Single tier.
Yeah. That's like the motto. Oh, no.
No. Sit.
This green.
Come on. It's fine. It's fine. As much as I love the 8 holes, it is kind of nice to get back on this hole and enjoy some silence. Mm-hmm. It's like so peaceful in this back corner. Kristin.
Man. Huh. Oh, we get to see a sit down? We all do it.
Did she smile a little bit? Was that the cutest thing I've ever seen?
Yes, it was.
Dang. On short left for her bogey save. This is
bizarre.
Kind of a nightmare. That is so unusual.
Just a lapse of focus, it seems, or maybe an elbow.
Or combo.
Yeah.
It's hard to speculate, but that really takes a lot of the wind out of Own's sails.
I love the almost make your putt melt onto the ground.
But smile.
Yeah. Happy puddle.
Oh. Own's husband, Justin.
The love.
Feeling for her there as she moves back into that tie for second. They are all 3 back of Kristin Tattar.
Gosh.
Whoa.
What a change of events suddenly.
What is happening?
Just one hole. Hole 12, 525. Big drive. Get you out somewhere in the flat right here. We've seen drives even cresting this hill and landing down on the path. Your second shot is just a little chip down this very steep hill. That makes it sound a lot easier than it is. It is a difficult pushing nose down shot that you also have to land softly because you can so easily skip on the fast green and go deep and have almost nothing to get back.
That looks really good from Kristin. Perfect amount of turn, great power, gets to the crest of the hill. She might be able to see it from there.
I think she will.
Wow.
Hailey, very low, but it has
so
the right
good, though.
nose angle. So, yep, that's pressing the hill as well.
That was a Wraith from Hailey, Orbit Grace from Kristin. Gorgeous shots.
Evaliina's super low and
Yeah.
linear, very powerful.
Yeah, usually you see women go over the Christmas trees like we saw Hailey and Kristin doing, but Evaliina just kind of taking them out of play. Cool
Yeah,
shot.
Just as far as everybody else, too.
We have seen this from Own every day, trying to save her elbow from that injury, going flex sidearm and getting to a really fantastic spot with zero danger. It's a really cool play. But you can see she is blind, and her competitors will have a bit of an advantage on the upshot.
We saw at D-Glow her manage the course better than everybody and play well within the limits of her game. And that's enough to beat everyone. And again, that can work here at Maple Hill. Look at this second shot all the way down. She even has a putt now for birdie.
Flex sidearm destroyer to that little ditch.
Kristin looking right at the basket.
Yeah, she's going much slower speed.
Love that play.
Might be her harp, I'm not sure. Regardless, it's so good.
Kind of a beat-in harp. That was so pretty and straight.
So much control. Evaliina trying to kind of flip something up and push straight down there too. Almost does it. She's going to drop just a bit shorter than Kristin. I think circle 2 though.
Hailey with a little bit more of an ideal forehand angle here.
Yeah, she can just throw a simple hyzer. That's gorgeous.
Perfect.
When I say simple, it's just like on paper simple.
Yep.
Doesn't mean it's easy.
No, you have to like float it down the hill. It is so weird feeling. Evaliina forced to just chip up. I like the play though, not trying to get too crazy. It drops off pretty steeply behind the basket. We can see where Own is. A sharp uphill putt for birdie. Putting herself in position was so impressive after taking so much off the drive.
Beautiful putt from Kristin.
This one sticks.
Hailey in for a nice clean birdie.
2 birdies and 2 pars on hole 12 is great. 19% of the field got it. That's only 7 on the day. And now we walk up the huge hill.
Yeah, you're definitely panting a little bit at the end of this thing, like trying to look athletic and composed and cute. And it's big. It's a big hill.
It is huge. You're sucking wind at the top for sure.
Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. Down.
Hole 13, downhill par 3, 472 feet, but weirdly reachable for that distance. You want to throw something through this gap first and foremost. I like a kind of neutral mid-range, not trying to get too nuts, but honestly, that's not exactly how you park it. You usually want to see a kind of neutral fairway driver. We have seen a few birdies on this hole, but not many. I think most people consider it reachable, but a bonus. This is a very common mistake towards this right side. If you drop short of those trees, it sucks. If you punch through, it's pretty easy to get the par.
This played is the most difficult hole today, and I was kind of wondering when it would, because
Yeah.
I do think it's one
hard.
of the least birdieable holes. While we can reach it with a perfect shot, with the fast green and the like how many guardian trees there are, I feel like this is such a hard green to access, and it's so easy to bogey this one because
Yeah.
you get off just a little bit and you can't even approach and give yourself a putt. So, yep, most difficult hole of the day, folks. 40% of the field with a bogey or worse. It almost could be any hole out here at any moment.
Yeah.
But I knew it would be this one at some point.
I do think that's true. I think people have been playing this pretty well because what we've seen so far, everyone drifting to the right, is such a common error and is so punishing.
It's funny that this was the most difficult hole today, though, with the calmest wind. Because
it is so much calmer.
We've seen like wild, swirly wind on this hole that makes your disc completely uncontrollable and unpredictable. So today was very calm. There was like no noticeable wind.
That's
really.
true. But here is where it gets tough.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the drive, it's where you land on the upshot. And Owen does a pretty good job of hitting the first gap, but then catches a late tree. And like, look at this. This is terrible.
It's so hard.
Evaliina definitely has more of an open line to it, and that is so good.
That's so pretty. Oh my gosh, that's so great. She's basically got a bullseye putt. We get 1 meter off this wall if you are on the upside or on the basket side of the wall.
A new wall. Like in previous years, she would have just skipped past the basket for a ways.
Kristin looks like she dropped down somewhere. Hailey with a nice easy chip up to the green for her par.
On with a kind of a funny little stance.
No birdies today on this one. You could see where everyone was throwing their approaches from. Threes feel great here.
Good run for Kristin's par save, but that's going to be a bogey. What a great par from Evaliina. Keeping her chances alive. We are in the final stretch here. It's definitely not over. Like, Kristin is not cruising to an easy victory here. She's trying to hold on through this really difficult final stretch.
Yeah, there were only 4 birdies on this hole the whole weekend.
Wow.
Yep, I bet it plays one of the hardest ones overall. All right, some more movement.
So much movement.
Yep, Kristin now with just 2 strokes, like you said, with only 1 in front of Evaliina, moving into 2 pretty easy holes, followed by 3 difficult yet birdieable holes. Hole 14, 292. It's a par 3. If you land in the water, there is a drop zone just to the short side of those bleachers on the left-hand side of the fairway. It's about a 40-foot death putt, give or take. That advertisement wall is not there this year, so any sort of putt or any roll back towards the water does find its way into the drink. I like a straight shot instead of a hyzer coming in. Those flags are moving, but we didn't have much wind there today. Coming in hot, you can have a big flare skip and have to take an instant par. You can see Hailey. She may just have to lay up. She might give it a soft bid.
Classic bailout play from Hailey. Better than in the drink, as they say in golf, and as Madison Walker says. Good width on this one from Evaliina. It just needs to dig. Hits the wall.
Bumper play.
She's going to have an inside the circle putt. This looks solid from Kristin, too. So good.
She's so good at making her disc just like check up.
Check up gently. Yeah. That was her grand glory. Wow.
You know in golf how they land the ball with a backspin that like comes back towards the hole? Kristin does that with discs. Look, Owen too.
Yeah.
Just landing so soft.
Very golf-minded today.
Well, this is the game. The game we play.
Okay.
Ooh, Hailey with not much to work with here. Easy peasy, just laying up to the bullseye. I think they say that in golf a lot, too.
Yeah, her short game not looking quite as strong. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. That was the greatest game ever played. That's not...
Yes! That's a putt that Evaliina would not have run just even a couple months ago. I love to see that so much.
Left side ringer, though.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome. Especially with Kristin so close. That's a big one.
Yeah, super clutch. high focus required.
Own for a birdie after a rough stretch in the last couple of holes.
There we go.
That's great.
40% of the field birdieing this one. Heck yeah.
Sweet.
Kristin
Easy.
not slowing down.
She never does. Three birdies on the lead card. Hailey taking the lone par.
Just chugging along.
It's time to start making moves here, though.
Yeah.
3 strokes separating Kristin Tattar in the lead from Hailey King and Evaliina Salonen. Own 4 strokes back.
Haley's
Kristin.
not one to just like kind of settle into her
Yeah.
ways.
Oh, I'll get second, I guess.
Yeah, that's fine.
Hole 15 is a par 3, 322 feet. You can go right up the gut here with kind of a flip-up play. You can go late flex. You can go early flex. You can go sidearm flex. Just, pick a play and at least hit the first gap. If you hit early and drop in the gulch, really hard to save your par. The putting green can provide some challenges too. You see a lot of women land in circle 2 and then go aggressive on the circle 2 putt and have quite a bit of a comebacker. Evaliina piping this thing, going deep, very deep.
Whoa,
It's like
continuing.
50 feet deep almost.
Yep, she's in circle 2. She's going to have some trees to contend with. Kristin going over all the newts.
I would call this the early flex. She does catch a late tree. I'm not even sure she's in circle 2. She's somewhere around there.
Long putting. Own with the late flex play into the green.
Wow.
That works great. She'll have a long look at it as well.
Hailey a little early on this one, getting really fortunate to get all the way through there. Kristin, what do you think? Almost edge of circle 2?
Yeah, 60-ish.
Comes up short.
Not a super aggressive bid, but with 3 strokes, you don't have to really push super hard right now. You just want to maintain, play smart.
Okay, Hailey. Here she comes.
Oh my gosh. When it matters.
Look at this. Just like dead straight calm on her face, too. What a killer.
Oh, I like the camera being like, oh God, oh God.
Wow.
That's coming in hot. Dang.
That's freaking clutch.
That is a huge birdie. Evaliina trying to give it some as well.
Own for a birdie, wide straddle out to the right and in.
Gosh, they have ice in their veins.
Yeah.
Kristin takes a par, and Owen and Hailey are like, okay, all right,
Okay.
well, fine.
Yep.
A little gap to
Wow.
fill.
This is wild.
It is wild. This is just like a putting clinic with some like weird hiccups.
Man, that was such a good putt from Hailey. I mean, Owens too, but just, wow, way to keep the chances
We're all
alive
still within 3 here.
with 3 to go.
Yeah, but with so much movement, so much variability. Hole 16, 364 feet. Very far shot, but very doable. There is just a lot of room to flex a disc, therefore you get that big distance. Also, this light downhill as you get halfway through the fairway lets your disc carry a little bit. This one big V guardian tree is a great place to aim. Landing anywhere around that will give you a putt. You can also bail something out to the left and have a long circle 2 putt, that's a pretty typical play. As long as you don't go early left or right, you're good.
This is a huge flex play. Definitely too much turn on that disc. Own going to drop a little bit short of where you'd like to be. Could be a blind approach on the second.
Forehand isn't really the play on this hole, but Own forced to do it just because her arm, I would guess.
I think it can be the play.
You just have to have... that's a far forehand.
Yeah. That's a really solid shot from Hailey. She does fade out a little bit early, but it's going to be an easy par if nothing else.
Yeah, like distance is the priority here. And everyone just has their foot on the gas right now, trying to get as many birdies as they can.
Evaliina very overturned. I think she's going to drop to an okay spot, though. Door kind of open, though, for Kristin, who traditionally throws this shot really well.
It's kind of like her style of throw.
Yeah. That's a little bit overturned from her, too, though. Solid.
Yep.
Not bad.
It'll be fine. We saw her make a putt from that bush right there on the first round.
Yeah, that was crazy. Blind putt.
Own super early.
Yeah, even shorter than I thought. Trying to go flex sidearm again.
That was great.
How does she do it?
I don't know. It was so good. Just high enough to get all the way there.
I'm going to pay her for lessons. Like, what confidence she has in her abilities.
You know how you like imagine your shot before you throw, you get the visualize,
Oh, yeah.
and you can see like where you want it to break.
1 out of every 10 times you do it. No. And then she does it 9 out of every 10 times.
Imagine Own's visualization. Like, okay, I want it to break right here, and then it pans 15 feet to the left, then break right here.
And then she does it.
Yep.
Great layup from Evaliina. Gonna drop another one back, though, it looks like. At least one. Let's see.
Kristin putting.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh, that's going to hurt. We saw her. That's about where she made that putt round 1, though. A little bit farther back.
Huh.
Yeah.
Really thick over there. I've never been over there. I don't know what it's like, but it looked pretty bad. Hailey in the wide open, but with some boggy footing.
You don't think that tree's in her way? Looked like that tree was in her way. Regardless, parked for par. Gonna take 1 stroke on the leader here. Own for a par. Nice.
I can't help but think if throwing a backhand hurts Own's elbow, I bet putting does hurt a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Irritating a little.
I would be interested to know, especially the longer ones.
Hailey gaining 1 more stroke. That's 2 in a row.
Yeah, and only 1 stroke now separating Hailey from our leader, Kristin Tattar.
With only 2 to play.
Yeah.
And these are holes that you can so easily just like triple bogey
No
on
kidding.
accident.
And it's just crazy to see 6, 5, 4, 3. I believe that's how we started.
Yes, but with different people.
That's crazy. Oh my God, everyone look at this map.
This is exciting.
Wow. Hole 17, less than a 6-foot gap off the tee. You do see some sidearms. We've seen Kristin throw sidearm consistently. Mostly you see backhands trying to get up on top of this hill and to the left a little bit, trying to get a look at this pin. You are throwing kind of down a hill on your second shot. It's weird. It's like a side hill that progresses downhill the farther you go to an elevated pin, makes for some dangerous putting. They brought in the OB that is deep off the tee and left on your approach so much. It's so narrow and so risky now to attack for birdie.
Making the spotter dance. Own really working that left side of the fairway.
That's amazing distance on the sidearm. She's like farther left than you want to be, but it's fine. Wow. Hailey kind of calling for it to simmer, but that looks so perfect.
Yeah, I think if you go deep, you almost have to throw like a forehand flex
Sure.
to the green, which
Yeah.
can be scary on that downhill angle.
Wow, that was so good. Evaliina has been crushing this thing. She got like nearly to the mouth of the gap on a couple of the rounds. Like, this is so good too.
It's so impressive that it's so low. Like every time she throws, I'm like, oh man, just 2 nose down, and then it's like farther than everyone else.
Yeah. Interesting to see 3 sidearms off the tee.
3 great sidearms.
Yeah.
Huge distance.
No kidding. And honestly, I would say on most cards, you probably see one person hit. I would say at least one person on every 2 cards is hitting those trees.
And
like,
you don't
it's
see,
hard.
And you don't see many sidearms either.
Yeah, very true.
Own getting down there. She's going to be trickled off to the right side of the green. It can be kind of tough to putt from there.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of big guardian trees.
These are all really big, important kind of gamesmanship style shots here. Kristin getting most of the way there, but not parked. Not a guaranteed birdie.
Yeah, you have to push the trees deep to get all the way to the green, but they're out of bounds if you catch them. So you can see Own and Kristin kind of shorting their shots. Hailey opting for the backhand. I love that play. Is she parked?
She's, I think, within 20. Hard to tell with the shadows there.
Evaliina.
Looked like a smooth, controlled shot.
Evaliina's so good at this little turnover shot.
Oh, yeah.
She got it so close yesterday. She is putting again today.
Evaliina for a birdie here. Yes, Evaliina.
Yes.
Love to see it.
Solid. That is such a scary death putt. If you miss the basket, you go so far
Yeah,
past.
you can go 50 feet long even with, like, that wasn't a super firm putt from Evaliina, but easily 50.
Yep. Hailey a little closer.
And this is a big one. Kristin maybe even closer than I thought if she hasn't putted already, I suppose, but still. 1 stroke, 1 hole to go. Cash.
Dead center. Oh my gosh, I'm nervous.
Hailey's boring golf starting to pay off here.
Yep, Kristin very close. Kind of she's forced to take a straddle stance, which you know she's comfy with.
The pressure now on though with Hailey in and tied currently unless Kristin makes this. Tied ball game. Let's see.
Oh my goodness.
That is a bad roll. That rolled so much more than I thought.
She's in circle too.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Whoa.
This green can be so brutal.
I can't believe she rolled that far. Here's Own for her birdie. Nice putt. Wow, 3 birdies and Kristin 3-putting with a really brutal roll. All of a sudden, Hailey King, our leader, moving into the last hole. Own and Kristin tied. Evaliina 1 back of them. Dude.
This is crazy.
It is crazy.
Okay.
Quick shout out to Macy Veladiz, who is 4 down.
Wow.
Wow.
That's insane. And we go into hole 18, 479. That is a joke distance, again, with how technical this 2-shot hole is. You want to throw a huge drive landing out in the middle somewhere. They really pinched this OB, so the layup is much tighter. If you cross over this island on your second shot, but go out of bounds, you take it back from the drop zone with the classic Maple Hill V putt on hole 18. If you cross and do not cross over the island, you just take it where you last crossed on the fairway and putt from there.
This is another hole that Own would normally throw backhand, but she's throwing forehand and has been all tournament because of her elbow, and that is a fantastic shot.
Yeah, that's great.
That distance is as much as you need, honestly, to attack for the birdie if you want.
What a scary shot. That rock wall on the right side is out of bounds, so she needs a ton of flex, and it works great.
I mean, as you said, Own is just kind of playing a different game
Yep.
in her head and how she draws her lines up.
Hailey just looking for distance here. We saw her go deep out of bounds left yesterday. It checks up. She does bring that tree into play for approaching the green, though.
Yeah, she's far, but I'm not sure if she'll have a forehand or kind of a backhand flex from there.
Evaliina smushing the disc.
Yeah.
She's going to be straight. It'll pinch off her approach a little bit, but she's far enough where it may not matter.
When you're on that right side, it's almost more tempting to go backhand through that kind of right side gap.
Yep, the middle gap.
Yeah, that like sneaky gap. And Kristin,
Clean drive.
super clean. We've seen her throw this brace. This is about 15 feet, maybe 20 feet shorter. She's been landing in that hay area. Own going for it. Why not? Just send it, girl. Wow. Hits the rock, stays in bounds.
You would.
And if you miss that, you're going to the drop zone and probably bogeying. That's so cool.
Kristin going for it as well.
I mean,
She's got
she
him.
has to.
Yeah.
She has to.
She's not playing for second. We all know that. Is this just easy?
It is.
Is this just easy?
Apparently, it's just easy.
Wow. Parked. Not only does she get the distance, she gets the right turn the right fade that she needs to get all the way to the green.
And the pressure squarely now on Hailey with that shot from Kristin. Oh, it's easy. Wow.
Crazy.
These are unbelievable. Like, the percentage of people that make this second shot, it's definitely less than 50%. Like, it's probably in the 30s. Like, this is so hard, people.
It says 30% of people got to circle one. That blows my mind.
Evaliina going a little deep on her forehand, having to go drop zone here. Gives it a go. She's going to bogey. Solid showing. What a crazy day this was. It's so nuts that we have 3 ladies parked for a birdie on 18 here.
That's unbelievable. Kristin with one of the most impressive front lines we've ever seen at Maple Hill.
So crazy how it all pans out, though. Evaliina going to get solo fourth. Kristin and Owen going to be tied for second. And your champion, Hailey King, with the most boring golf we've ever seen.
Oh, talk about game plan.
Wow.
Yes.
I mean, she went 4 down on the back 9. We can't actually call that boring.
No.
Amazing.
Presented by OTB champion, Hailey King!
I am extremely proud of myself. I held to a game plan that I generally, don't like playing boring golf, and I force myself every day. Par is fine. Let other people mess up, move on, and I feel really good that I did that, and I stuck with it, and ended up winning.
Felt like the energy here this morning at Maple Hill was the highest we're going to see this weekend. How did you feel playing against such an energetic crowd?
Oh, it was awesome. I couldn't hear my music at multiple points in the round, so it was pretty cool, yeah. On the tee at 15, I looked at scores because Kristin picked up another birdie on 14, and I knew that I had to run it, and I knew if I was running it, it was going to go pretty far, so I just put everything I had into it and committed.
It's a little convenient that your game is starting to peak right before the U.S. Championship that you're looking to defend. How excited are you for that event in Burlington?
Dude, I'm so excited. We're flying out my stepmom to come caddy for me, so it's going to be a great time. Thanks, Mom, Dad, Grandma, Grandmas, Grandpas. Love you all very much. This one was for all you guys, and I hope I made you proud.
The absolutely thrilled look of winning. Hailey King, ladies and gentlemen.
This one's for the grandparents.
Oh, and can you imagine winning with the hot round as well? Both Kristin and Hailey tying for the hot round. Holland Hanley, Macy Velladia, shout out to your -4s as well.
Wow.
But Hailey King, just like the epitome of looking at what needs to happen and committing to that, not pushing too hard. And that is so difficult to do on a course like Maple Hill, where every shot's right there in front of you. The holes are birdieable, but she just kind of eased right into first
She
place.
did. I mean, it's crazy because that is a stellar back 9, but it just looked so simple.
That was probably the most birdies she got, in one 9-hole period the whole weekend. You know what I mean? Like, she
Yeah.
put the pedal on the metal when she needed to. So cool.
Pretty impressive. I feel like she played the course when she needed to, and then in that backstretch, she played Kristin Tattar
Yep.
and won.
And stayed clutch.
Yeah.
Man, that was so exciting. Hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we did. We're hyped in the booth. We've wrapped up.
We did it.
Yeah, we've wrapped up the Pro Tour so far. We have just the championships left. Next week, we have U.S. Women's 4 rounds again, Burlington, North Carolina, a new course we've never played before. So come hang out with us. Thanks for all the support. Thanks for buying our merch. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb, and we're the 2 hotkeys.
Honk. Congrats, Hailey King. Woo.